Second time's a charm. Welcome, everybody. I'd like to call tonight's meeting to order for the Village Board for the date of October 6, 2025. And if you could all please rise and join the Village Board in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. If you could do roll call, please.
Absolutely. Trustee Schwingbeck?
Here.
Trustee Manganaro?
Here.
Trustee Dunnington?
Here.
Trustee LaBedz?
Here.
Trustee Bertucci?
Here.
Trustee Zyck?
Here.
Trustee Santamaria?
Here.
President Tinaglia?
Here. All right, well, tonight's a very special night. We have a number of things going on and a full audience, and it's wonderful. The very first thing we're going to do is I'm going to call on Trustee Schwingbeck for a report out from our Committee of the Whole meeting.
Thank you, Mayor. I would move, as I did earlier this evening, to concur in the mayor's appointment of Colin Gilbert to the Village Board with a term ending May 3rd, 2027.
Second.
Very good. Motion is made by Trustee Schwingbeck, seconded by Trustee LaBedz. Is there further discussion from the Village Board? Anyone? All right. Well, we had a little discussion in our Committee of the Whole meeting, and it was a unanimous recommendation. That's why we're here in this room right now to do this appointment of Colin. Colin, where are you standing? In the back, right over there. I have to read you your oath, and I don't see one in front of me here. So I'm not going to wing that. Is there one up front?
No, in your folder.
In here? Ah. Do you see it in here somewhere? No, the oath.
Oh,
Do you want to come up?
are you doing it or am I doing it?
No, do you want to, I don't see the oath to read.
Who's that?
No, it's the oath that I read. Well, he recites it after me. Okay. All right, well, maybe, Randy, would you be able to pull it up on your your iPad? All right, wonderful. Okay, very good. All right.
So we need to complete the vote.
Yeah, no, I know, we'll do that next. This is not, I guess it is. Yeah, just that part right there. Okay. All right, so the motion has been made and seconded. Do you want to call the roll, please?
Absolutely. Trustee Schwingbeck?
Yes?
Trustee LaBedz?
Yes.
Trustee Santamaria?
Yes.
Trustee Bertucci?
Yes.
Trustee Zyck?
Yes.
Trustee Dunnington?
Yes.
Trustee Manganaro?
Aye.
President Tinaglia?
Yes. All right, very good. Colin, you want to come up and meet me up front? You get to hold that. Okay. And I'm going to try and do my best to read from here, and you get to recite after me. Raise your right hand and say, I, repeat your whole name,
I, Colin Gilbert,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of Village Trustee
of the office of Village Trustee
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations, Colin.
Thank you.
I'm going to give Colin the floor here in a moment, but I just wanted to make sure everyone got to hear what was said next door and over the past couple days. Trustee Shirley has been a very valuable member of our board for quite a while now, and I personally and a number of us were sorry to see him resign and retire, but family is first, and we understand that. Having that happen, there was no other choice, in my mind, for who should be appointed to take over for his space on our dais. And I've known Colin for quite a while. I know his family. I know his business acumen. I know the fact that he's an attorney in town. And he's been very active in so many different organizations and groups. He grew up here in this town. And I'm thrilled that we have a unanimous approval of Colin Gilbert as our next trustee. So Colin, congratulations. Say hello.
Thank you.
To
Hi.
Arlington Heights.
I appreciate you guys all being here. First and foremost, to the board, thank you so much. I have so much gratitude to all of you and to Mr. Mayor. I don't have words, but I am overflowing with it, and I am very, very grateful. And like I said, there are no words, but thank you from the bottom of my heart. Seems to be like a good start. So thank you. Few other people. I know there's some people watching live streaming. My parents, they're in Arizona. Hi. I have some siblings that are scattered across the country. Hey, everybody. My oldest kid, Henry, couldn't be here. I'm told he's live streaming, but he's pulling walleye out of the waters up near Minocqua right now, and I wasn't about to drag him to the village board meeting away from that because he loves it so much. So what's up? Hoffman family, thanks for watching him. Appreciate you guys while he's up there. Trying to think who else. I wrote down a couple of thank yous so I don't forget them. Okay. My in-laws, you're live streaming. Thank you for all your support. William and George, thanks for being here, boys. I appreciate it. My wife, where's Lisa? Lisa, you're everything to me. Without you, I wouldn't be here. I know that. So thank you for everything and who you are. Yeah, so I wanted to talk real quick because you guys know Coach Gilbert loves learning opportunities and learning moments. And this just happens to be one of them for you guys, for all the kids here. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. Do you guys know who these people are up here? So this is the Board of Trustees, okay, for Arlington Heights, which is a town where a lot of you guys live. And they are elected officials, and they are also politicians. And I wanted to impress upon you guys that that's a really good thing. I think now a lot of times the narrative, sometimes politicians kind of get like a bad rap nowadays, but the people up here are really invested in your future. They're really invested in your town. There are a lot of good things that politicians can do, okay, especially local politicians. And it's good for you guys to learn from them. All right, and I'm telling you this because you know, these are people who are invested in the community. They want to do the best for their community. They live in our community. They're our neighbors. So one day, if you guys think you might want to get involved, you can, right? Everybody here is basically a volunteer who lives in town. So whatever town you guys are in, if you ever want to get involved, you absolutely can. And we've got some people in the room here that are doing amazing things above and beyond their town. Do you know we have 2 people in the room who represent our town in Springfield as state reps? That's State Rep Grassi and State Rep Mary Beth Canty back there, all right? Great people, all right? They've gone above and beyond. Do you guys know Trustee Santa Maria? I don't know, any Dogs players might know her by her official name, Mateo's mom. Okay? She's gonna run for state senate. How cool is that? Okay, and all of these people live here in town, all right? They're our neighbors. And when I coach you guys and I talk to you guys a lot, we talk about being ace players, right? Bring it all. Attitude, character, energy. All right? These are ace people. All right? And if you guys ever decide that you want to get involved in local government or you want to get involved in politics, please do it. Don't be afraid. All right? It takes courage. All right? But I know that you guys are all ace players. And you know what ace players become? Ace people. And these are all ace people. Because at some point in time, all of us up here are going to need you guys to step up and get involved. And I know you're going to do an awesome job. So never be afraid of that, okay? It's a good thing to want to get involved. And that's it. So you guys also know I love to celebrate most anything I can, and especially with you guys. I am not going to be able to celebrate with you tonight because I have to go sit in that chair and do work. And I've never been more excited to go sit in a chair in my life, okay? But that doesn't mean I don't want you guys to celebrate. So I've set up an ice cream social for you guys over at Kilwins. So I want you guys to go, have some ice cream, okay, enjoy. See, local government can be fun, okay? Not at all. thank you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me be a part of your lives, getting to be part of your activities. I enjoy you. I enjoy your family so much. You guys are a big part of what makes the fabric of this community so strong. So thank you all. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. And behave at Kilwins, okay? I don't want any bad reports. You listen, you clean up after yourselves, you do all the things, all right? Sammy? All right. If I hear any bad reports, next practice isn't going to be fun. Tell you that right now, okay? All right. Thank you guys. You guys have fun. Thank you, everyone else. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
It's over here.
How's it feel?
It's cushy. It's a good chair. Good chair. Solid chair.
All right. Okay, well, very good. That was wonderful. Nicely done, Trustee Gilbert. Next item on our agenda tonight is approval of minutes, and we have two sets tonight. One is the meeting minutes from 9/15/25. Are there any questions, corrections, or changes? Is there anyone who needs to pass on that meeting for voting?
I do.
It'll be noted. Is there anyone who would like to make a motion to approve the minutes from 9/15/25?
I move approval of the minutes for September 15th, 2025.
Second.
Motion made by Trustee Zyck, seconded by Trustee Dunnington. Is that right? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Motion carries. Next session of minutes would be from the 7/21/25 closed session minutes. Are there any changes or corrections, or does anyone need to pass?
I'll pass.
Trustee Gilbert will pass, and that'll be noted. Anybody else? Corrections, additions, anything?
I move approval of the closed session minutes of 7/21/25.
Second.
Motion made by Trustee LaBedz, second by Trustee Manganaro. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. None opposed? None. Motion carries. All right, and then one more item real quick here, the approval of accounts payable. And that is for the warrant register dated 9/30/25, and for that, we'll call on Trustee Bertucci.
Mayor, I'll move approval of the warrant register for the check date September 30th, 2025, in the amount of $5,936,966.29.
Second.
Motion made by Trustee Bertucci, seconded by Trustee Schwingbeck. Any further discussion or questions? Anyone from the audience? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Bertucci?
Yes.
Trustee Schwingbeck?
Yes?
Trustee Gilbert?
Yes.
Trustee LaBedz?
Yes.
Trustee Manganaro?
Aye.
Trustee Dunnington?
Yes.
Trustee Santamaria?
Yes.
Trustee Zyck?
Yes.
President Tinaglia?
Yes. All right, motion carries. So now we've got two more fun things to share with everyone here and at home. And the first one, I'll call on Chief Harris, if I'm not mistaken, for Fire Ops 2025 presentation. This was, I'm going to say something really quick. I had never been to anything like this before in my life, and it was fabulous. We, as a board and a number of our department heads, spent the Saturday with Chief Harris, and I think it were 25 or 26 volunteer firemen that came in on their own time to train us and teach us how to learn how to be a good fireman. And I believe we're going to be treated with a little video and presentation of that day.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm just going to start off just like you did on Fire Ops Day, thanking you for all of you for attending. But as I did that day, it was Local 3105's day. I'm not going to get in the way. President Hanson is here to take it away.
He is very qualified.
Thank you, Chief. For those in the audience and those watching at home that have never met me, my name is Drew Hansen. I have the distinct honor and privilege to represent my brothers and sisters of Local 3105 as the president of that union. I wanted to come out here today to personally thank you guys because I think it's really important for our residents to understand that not only do you serve in this capacity and take time away from your family in these evenings, but to dedicate the time that you took to spend an entire day with us, a very physical day with us, was a huge impact. So I have a typically, unlike myself, I did write something down this time and not go off the cuff. But I just did want to read this because it does represent the love and support of our local for you guys being there. So good evening, Mayor Tinaglia, Village Board, and Village leadership. On behalf of Arlington Heights Firefighters Association Local 3105, I want to express our sincere gratitude to each and every one of you who took part in our fire ops. Your willingness to step into our world for a day, donning the gear, feeling the heat, and working side by side with every one of our members means a great deal to all of us. Throughout that day, you didn't just observe what we did, you did it. You performed CPR in a simulated cardiac arrest, cut through metal during vehicle extrication, advanced and flowed hose lines, conducted search and rescues, and even faced live fire conditions in our burn tower. And some of us in the room may have conquered our fear of heights. Not calling anyone out. Those experiences gave you a firsthand look at the physical demands, split-second decisions, and teamwork that define our profession. But more importantly, fire ops offered a deeper understanding of the dedication and duty the men and women of the Arlington Heights Fire Department carry every single day. Our sworn commitment to the preservation of life and protection of property for all in Arlington Heights. Your participation and engagement speaks volumes about your leadership of this village and your commitment to maintaining the highest level of safety for our residents. The decisions you make as a team are guided by insight and understanding, and now they are also guided by real life experience. Fire ops strengthen that connection between village leadership and the firefighters who serve this community. We thank you for taking that time, for your trust in our department, and for continuing to ensure that the Arlington Heights Fire Department has the personnel, the vehicles, the equipment, the training, and the support that's necessary to protect this great community to the highest standard. We can't thank you enough. It takes a village, and I know you guys say that every single day. And we can't do our job without your support, and truly, I know it makes an impact to every one of our residents. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
We have a video that shows some of the high points of that day.
It really was a great day, and I can't emphasize it enough how that all those men and women in the red shirts there were there volunteering their day off. They could have been with their families at home, but 3105 really showed up that day, and they came out and showed us not just a good time, really educational. So please extend our warm thanks for what you guys did. It's wonderful. Thanks. Trustee LaBedz.
Thank you, and I want to echo that. It was one of the most fabulous experiences I have had while being a trustee. It really was, and just even in just the course of my life too, just to get an opportunity to really learn what you firefighters do on a daily basis. And I can't thank you enough for the opportunity, and please share that with the rest of the local. It was great. I also appreciated the kindness. I mean, I struggled with some of the things, and I appreciated the kindness of the members who helped me crawl on the ground in fire and climb a ladder and swing an axe. And so it was fabulous. So thank you very much. And I proudly display my very own helmet. So thank you.
Anyone else? Trustee Zyck?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Drew, thank you for everything that you guys put together. That was a fantastic day. And, you know, we know what you do is extremely valuable to the village, and we thank you all every day for what you do, but actually going through some of those experiences. I'm going to tell everybody that we went through the fire tower. My heart was beating so fast when we went into that. And when you're actually going into some type of situation like that, and this is nothing even close to what they have to do in the real life when a real event comes up. But it gave us more of an idea of what we're doing, or what they're doing, excuse me. And I just earned even more respect for everything that you and your and 3105 does. So thank you very much for putting that together. I agree with Trustee LaBedz. It was one of those lifetime things that I'm never going to forget. And thank you very much.
Trustee Manganaro?
You bet. First of all, Lieutenant Hanson, I've never seen you in a suit before, and you look great. And thank you. It was really a very personal experience for me. It brought back a lot and let me see how much things have changed. And one of the greatest things about that was learning how cutting edge this department really is. That we have a paramedic who is a thought leader for Stryker, that they rely on. This one of the major medical device companies in the world relies on for their emergency cardiac care equipment as someone to tell them the right way to use it, what they need. That really, really struck me. And one of my greatest privileges up here is to learn every day about the people who make this village the place it is to live across our staff. And my thanks again to all of the folks who volunteered that day, to administration for giving us the use of the site. It was truly something I'll always remember.
Thank you. Anyone on this side? Trustee Santamaria?
Sure. Thank you so much, Drew. It was such a great day to be able to spend with Local 3105 and my fellow board members. The other thing that really stood out to me are the different committees that the local has, as well as the fire department, just about mental health, but also looking at best practices to ensure that you're all healthy and safe, and specifically in regards to cancer, and just the camaraderie you all have and how hard your job is. So thank you so much for sharing that day with us and giving us a glimpse into your everyday life.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you to the men and women of the fire department who all work to make Chief Harris look great. You did a great job. It was wonderful. Not to be outdone, we're not done here with talking about our great first responders, because the next item on the agenda is having to do with our police department. And Manager Reckloff, you want to give us a little outline of what happened here?
Are you prepared for that? I can jump in. You know, so every year there is a softball tournament called Battle of the Badges, and it's a charity it's a charity event where firefighters and police officers can get together and kind of, you know, they're competitive folks, and so they play hard, but also have a little bit of fun. And I know the folks that are going to be coming up and can talk a little bit more about what this is, but I am very proud to say that the Arlington Heights Police Department's team did win. So we are here. We were going to give them an opportunity to be recognized before the residents they serve tonight.
Chief, you want to come up and say a few words? And then bring your crew up?
Sure.
You might want to ask.
Good evening, Mayor and members of the board. Again, this is the 5th annual endeavor for Battle of the Badges. This isn't a police department product. It's not a fire department product. Certainly fire department and police department sponsored. This is brought to the community by the community's business members. Where's Maria? Maria's behind me. Maria Del Bacchio and Diane Marchetti of the Del Bacchio Marchetti group. They're the organizers here. They're the ones that deserve the credit for putting this together. And then, of course, the gentleman here who swung the bats and brought home the victory, they deserve the recognition. But as long as I'm here for just a second, thank you, Mayor, for showing up and your inspiring words during the opening comments. And Trustee Bertucci, you as well. And thanks for hanging out and scorekeeping for us all day. I'm sure that's why we won. And Trustee Manganaro, thanks for coming as well. I want to turn it over to the organizers here. They deserve the credit.
Thank you for having us this evening. So 5 years ago, we started this little charity. We had only Arlington Heights and Mount Prospect, and over the years, it's grown. This year, we had 10 different first responders, responding teams from Highland Park to Wilmette to Deerfield, and we're happy to say we have 7 more suburbs that are on our wait list for next year, so it's growing. And this year, we broke $125,000 of charitable donations. Last couple years, we've really focused on mental health and suicide prevention for first responders. So we're really excited. We really appreciate the community support.
So one of the charities was Bank the Blue for our police officers and an alliance for firefighters. Jeff Dill came all the way from Las Vegas to come to our event. He's the 2nd year recipient of that charity. So we're super excited. We can't wait till next year. It's going to be bigger and better. These guys are really competitive. They deserved to win this trophy this time. Great job, and we're glad to bring it home.
Is there a team captain or someone who wants to share a couple of thoughts?
All I can say is it's our 5th year and our first time winning, and it's probably because Trustee Bertucci followed us around the whole day, was our biggest fan, so hopefully next year you can do the same.
It's the Italian scorekeeping, I'm pretty sure. Very good. Well, you know what? Can we get a picture with all of you guys up there? You guys, you know what? Let's all go down there and get
Okay.
a picture.
Well, real quickly, while everybody's gathering, I'm telling you, after the scorekeeping for the first game and they won, and then as they carried on into the second and third game, I was like, I'm going to just take off. They're like, no, you're not. They made me hang around, but I loved the heart. When they got to the final, they had some power on the other team, and these guys just played their ball. They knew that they weren't going to outpower them. They just placed their balls. They were hitting base hits, doubles, and they just kept the bases moving. And that's because they had a heart to win, and they were focused, and it was teamwork. So I know it's just a softball game, but it was more than a softball game what I watched out there in their teamwork. So I appreciate all you guys did, and congratulations. You guys deserved it.
Come on up. Let's get you guys in front. And you guys too, come on up here. You guys were the sponsors, come on up.
Everyone's gonna have to get in a little.
You guys in the middle here, come on.
You guys are gonna have to get in a little bit more.
Whatever works, whatever works.
A little bit more.
There you go. Get that thing. Yeah, make sure that they get to see that. Put it right up here.
All right, I'm gonna count down 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Very good, thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Congratulations. Good job, thank you, thank you. So Trustee Gilbert, we do this every Monday night.
Oh, yeah? It's a lot of time for Trustee Bertucci to be on the ball fields.
Basically, the same thing every Monday night, celebrate something. That's really it for the fun here, I think. Gone through the big items. Now we're going to go on to citizens to be heard. And I do have one blue card. If there's anyone else in the audience that wants to speak to us on an item that's not on the agenda, please feel free. For the moment, I have Tom. Hoskinson. Is Tom around? Oh, yeah. Come on up, Tom. You have 3 minutes. Tell us anything you want to tell us.
Thank you. Tom Hoskinson. I showed up in Arlington Heights a few weeks ago, September 14th, for the Charlie Kirk Memorial. We're going to be doing it again on October 14th. The deputy chief was nice enough of police to be communicating with me. He actually missed some messages. He actually told me tonight we're going to be acting on a couple of those. And the big reason for that is during the vigil and during the 14th through the 21st at 307 North Evergreen, I was lucky enough to have my life threatened. I was lucky enough to be attacked by a dog. I was lucky enough to be told by 2 village employees that I was operating outside of the Constitution. And I was also lucky enough to have an elected member of the Park District tell me I was operating outside the Constitution, which is kind of disappointing. So I've got 3 copies of the Constitution. If you want to give those to those people, you can give those to them. And if I could have a minute just to review my notes for a second, please. So that last minute that I was silent was for Charlie Kirk. If you want to show up on the 14th, we're going to announce a venue hopefully the next day or two, because we've been having a lot of trouble getting a venue because nobody's going to give us one because they're either afraid of being doxxed or attacked, or certain village entities weren't available. So thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Is there anyone else in the audience that didn't get to fill out a blue card but still wants to speak? Feel free. We allow 3 minutes. Come on up and share your thoughts.
Sorry.
That's okay.
My name is Julie Chiaro. I just have a question about the unhoused lady. Do we have any updates on that?
That is a great question, and I can tell you that there's at least a dozen different organizations working right now to try and help her, and our staff as well with the consortium that we talked about more recently putting together. It's an ongoing effort.
Okay, because I can tell you, I feel like it's getting worse. The northeast corner of Vale and Northwest Highway, some of the men who I saw visiting Angel were sitting there the other night on the retaining wall. 4 men. I had my daughter, I have a family member who lives in that building. I had my daughter run up, and before she even came down, one of them pushed the other one. And I was just like, here, just get in the car, let's get out of here. I just think, why do we have to do this? My family member was pretty upset, put something on Facebook. Someone commented that she should be punched in the face. Okay, because I feel like nothing's getting done here. And now residents are hating each other and fighting, and it's not doing anyone any good.
No, I understand exactly what you're saying, and I think we're all doing our very best to try and make this as least painful as possible. It's a very difficult situation.
It is, and I'm getting really sick and tired of being called heartless.
Yeah.
Not compassionate. I'm a very compassionate person, but I feel like that building has a lot of senior citizens who probably work their entire life and want to walk outside and sit on the bench or be able to walk past there at night. What I saw by the retaining wall in the corner, that's not right. We all pay a lot of money to live here. I want to feel safe and my kids to be safe and my family member to feel safe. So I was just looking more for an update, really, and,
I would say stay tuned.
okay,
Stay tuned.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for your time. I saw another hand. Come on up. And I didn't ask before, I should have. Do you want to please give us at least your name for a record for the?
Yes, of course.
No,
Sorry.
no, I meant the
Oh, I'm
speaker
sorry.
before you. Yes. Did you say your name? Okay. Okay, very good. Go ahead then.
Hi, I wasn't aware of the
Your
blue
name too?
card. But my name is Tessa Chilovich, and I'm a senior at Prospect High School. And I'm part of the student newspaper at our high school. And I'm currently writing a story on e-bike safety and regulation. And I just wanted to reach out and kind of express my concern for e-bikes in like our community. There was an accident here in Arlington Heights that I'm sure many of you are aware of on September 15th regarding a Rolling Meadows student. I personally did not know him, but he was very well known by some Prospect students. And I just wanted to ask a question, like, how is the village board, like, how are you guys what are you guys doing to help prevent these accidents from happening and help protect our community?
Well, it's a very good question, and it's brave of you to come up here and ask that in front of everyone, and I'm glad you are.
Thank you.
There was an ordinance that was passed on the very same night that this young man lost his life.
Mhm.
There are potentially going to be some additional things added to that ordinance, but it's mainly about safety,
Right.
wearing a helmet, working brakes, not driving recklessly, age limits, things like that. So our village board, all of us up here care deeply about the youth and everyone who's riding these bikes. So the biggest thing that I think is necessary is education
Yes.
and communication at the schools. So
Mhm.
I know that there's some plans ahead to try and do a better job at that.
Correct. And I saw that online that there is a meeting regarding e-bike safety on Thursday. What will you guys be discussing? More regulations, or what will you guys be discussing?
We're going to find out.
Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
You bet. Thank you for being here.
Can I just?
Yeah, go ahead, Trustee Bertucci.
So, because you're inquisitive and with with the paper, one of the things that we're looking at, and our village manager might be able to speak to this, because as you can imagine, as you would be riding possibly from Arlington Heights to Mount Prospect or within various suburbs, wouldn't it be nice if the state came out with some
Yes,
regulation and ordinances so that we know somebody knows that they might be okay in one village, but then be concerned about the other, so they kind of know what's going on. So that might be something that you might want to also look into and see how that's being handled. But I'm going to let Randy. That is something that's still being looked at. Is that correct?
Absolutely, Trustee Bertucci. We're communicating that to our legislators, and collectively, I've been talking to my counterparts in neighboring communities, and we all feel the same way. It is in effect. While certainly having measures such as the ones that we have in effect and the ones that we're planning on putting into effect at the next meeting make a difference, it's much more effective for there to be one, overarching set of regulations that everyone is aware of, and it makes it much easier for education. But we are working on all of those things at the same time. As Mayor Tinaglia said, we think education is the key, and we are going to be reaching out to the school communities as well, because a lot of this relates to young folks and making sure that they're aware of the rules and what can and can't be done.
Yes, I agree. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate the insight.
Very good. Thank you. Is anyone else? Okay, seeing none, we're going to move on in our agenda to the consent agenda. And this is a list of items that will be voted on with one vote. Is there anyone on the board that wishes to vote no or pass on any of the items? Is there anyone who wishes to remove an item to have it discussed independently? Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to ask a village trustee to remove an item on this agenda? Seeing none, is there someone who would like to make a motion?
I would move that we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion made by trustee LaBedz, seconded by trustee Schwingbeck. Any further questions or comments? Seeing none, a roll call vote on this is appropriate.
Trustee LaBedz?
Yes.
Trustee Schwingbeck?
Yes.
Trustee Santamaria?
Yes.
Trustee Bertucci?
Yes.
Trustee Gilbert?
Yes.
Trustee Zyck?
Yes.
Trustee Dunnington?
Yes.
Trustee Manganaro?
Aye.
President Tinaglia?
Yes. Okay, very good. Now we're going on to new business. We do have two items in new business. The first one, letter A, is the Arlington Heights Park District Recreation Park, which is 501 East Minor Street, and that is for a sign variation from the Design Commission DC 25-052. And I see the petitioner here. Come on up, introduce yourself.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. John Kramer with the Park District.
All right, John. So we have a proposal here that you want to run through, or how do you want to proceed?
The Park District is basically seeking a sign variation for the rolling gate on the front of the Recreation Park bathhouse building.
Okay.
And really, it's fairly straightforward. I know their staff's going to run through a PowerPoint presentation showing the gate, but
Okay.
largely-
Nothing more that you want to add from staff?
Correct.
Okay. Emily,
All right.
I think show's yours.
So as Mr. Kramer indicated, the Park District is before the Village Board this evening to request a variation from our sign regulations to allow a 188.8 square foot sign on a rolling gate, which is typically a sign that is not permitted within the Public Lands District or in the village in its entirety. So this is for the Rec Park location. I believe you're all familiar with Rec Park, and specifically this is related to the new bathhouse design, which was approved by the Village Board earlier this year. The site plan, this is a kind of a zoom in of the portion of Rec Park related to the bathhouse and the pool, and you can see the area in blue shows where the new rolling gate will be. It's a little easier to see in this image. This is a depiction of the gate when it's closed. This will be the main entrance into the bathhouse and the pool area. So the gate will be closed at the time that the pool is closed to the public. And then this next image with, you can see at the top the gate open. That will be open obviously when the public is able to access the building. The proposed gate is a perforated aluminum that will be finished with a dark bronze color. And as you can see, there is a artistic design on the gate which shows a sun setting or rising, depending on your perspective, above some waves. This is just another example of what that will look like. The Design Commission did consider this proposed variation at their meeting in August. They did unanimously recommend approval of the sign variation. And thus, the motion before the Village Board this evening is to recommend approval to recommend approval to staff and the Village Board that we direct the final documents granting the requested sign variation as set forth in your agenda materials this evening.
All right, very good. Anything else from the petitioner or staff? Is that it?
Yes.
Okay, anyone on the board? And if there isn't anything, a motion is welcome.
I do have.
Go ahead, trustee Bertucci.
So I think it's very well and tastefully done and makes for a nice look at the park. My only question for staff is this, since it's a variation, if this was presented by a local business in town, would it, how would that be received, and what would be the process?
Well, it depends on how it's presented. So this in particular is a large gate, and it's essentially a sign on a gate. And so that is not something that the code typically allows. And so given that this particular proposal required a variation,
If someone was proposing a perforated metal sign and it fit within the sign parameters on their building, that might be something that might not require a variation. It really depends on what specifically they're proposing. But if it's something of this size with this type of function, that is not allowed by the code.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. So let me just rephrase my question again. So if along University Drive or one of those areas, and somebody had a similar building that was open during hours, and then they wanted to close it and that type of thing, and if they wanted to put some type of what I would call a very beautiful sign type of sunset, sunrise, whatever you want to call it, and that's what it had nothing to do with their business, so to speak. It wasn't a sign promoting their business. How would that be received? Would it be received the same way, or?
Yeah, we'd have to take a look at it. I mean, it is subject to some interpretation. Originally, when this gate was proposed as part of the rec park improvements, the park district had envisioned a swimmer on the gate, and staff's feedback had been, well, that is clearly affiliated with the pool and would constitute a sign. I think there was some discussion about whether the sunset and the waves, truly constituted a sign or not under our code, but we felt that it was appropriate to bring it forward for a variation due to the size. So it would depend on what the depiction was and if we felt that there was a connection to the business anyway where someone might reasonably feel like it is a sign. And if that were to be the case, then we would make them go through the variation process. If it were truly just an artistic design or some sort of artistic element, then that may not require a sign variation.
Okay, I guess what I'm looking for is to make sure that we would give the same consideration to a business as we would a fellow government entity. And that's what's most important to me, is that would be done in that manner. So, okay. But again, I think it looks great, John. But you know me, I'm always plugging for the business guy too in town. Thank you, Mayor. That's all I have.
Anyone else? Trustee Dunnington?
Thank you, Mayor. I think it's a really attractive design, and it looks better than if it was just a gate. So I would make a motion to direct staff and the village attorney to prepare final documents granting the requested sign variation relief, all as set forth in the agenda materials for tonight's board meeting.
Second.
Motion made by Trustee Dunnington, seconded by Trustee Manganaro. Did I get that right? Yep. Okay, any other further questions or comments? Trustee LaBedz?
Thank you. I think it's a great looking sign or whatever you want to call it. I think it looks great. And I actually think the waves and the sun are really unique for this. And I guess I'd say maybe that setting, since you're looking towards the west from that. But anyway, that's not really my question. When behind it, I know I didn't see it on the slides that we saw tonight, but behind it, it looks like there's sort of a little fencing that I'm just curious about it. It's sort of, does it direct people into the bathhouse and they pay if they don't or show their pool pass at that location?
Great question. The interior gates as you enter are predicated on the Illinois Department of Public Health. So there needs to be self-closing, self-latching gates at any entrance to the pool. So there's a second set of gates that you go through as a patron and either go to a ticketed line or you get entered in and then they close back behind you. And that's a safety feature.
Oh, so that also closes?
Correct.
Oh, okay. I couldn't tell that from the picture, the rendering that we have. So thank you for the explanation. For sure. Appreciate it.
Anyone else? Trustee Manganaro?
Just a quick question for Director Rodman. I also viewed this as a graphic. And when I went through the packet, I was struggling a little bit to understand how this was considered a sign. And you partially explained it, I think, and my understanding is that if something could be considered to be a promotional graphic, whether it be for a park or a business, that would certainly be construed as a sign. Is there, and it's obviously not going to be a hard line, but can you give me a little bit better understanding of that?
It's a little bit subjective. Part of the reason we felt this needed to come back to the Design Commission was because when the Park District first brought it forward, it did have a swimmer on it, and we did tell the Design Commission that ultimately when they finalized the design, it would come back to them. So we had already committed, and the Park District had already committed that the Design Commission would see this again before it was approved. So, you know, had they initially proposed this as what was going to be on the gate, potentially we might have viewed it differently. But again, we had made the commitment we were already going to bring this back to the Design Commission. It is a little bit subjective, and that is part of the role of the Design Commission to take a look at these scenes and help make the determination as to whether or not they think something is promotional versus simply, you know, artistic. I wish I could give you a clear-cut answer. The sign code is not you know, clear cut in all those instances. And so that's part of staff's role, and the Design Commission's role is to interpret what would be considered a sign.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Mayor, may I add a comment?
Absolutely.
You know, to your point, Trustee Manganaro, I think another thing to add is traditionally, you know, going along with Trustee Bertucci's comment, we have a lot of creative businesses here in town. And over the years, traditionally, they have tried a lot of creative way to get the message of their business out. And a lot of things that, you know, they have looked for ways to circumvent or get around the sign ordinance. And that's one of the reasons why traditionally the village has looked at these things in a very tight fashion. That, and one of the reasons that this was looked at so carefully is because we wanted to treat the Park District the same as we would treat any other business. And so anytime there's a graphical representation, we at least put it through the process. And in this case, you know, it was the consensus that this was not kind of, you know, something that was advertising the entity. But that's the reason we have these rules is we've had a lot of very creative businesses over the years try to do different things. And so we try to treat everyone the same.
Thanks for that perspective.
Very good. Anything further? If not, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? None? Your motion carries. You're good to go. Thanks for being here and sharing.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Next and last is item B under new business, and that is the Amazon additional buildings, which is 1455 West Cellular Drive, PC 25-015. Petitioner here. Please come on up and introduce yourself.
Good evening, Mayor, Trustees. My name is Jared Kenyon. I'm with Kinley Horn and Associates, representing the petitioner in this case.
Very good. If you're interested in sharing anything before staff goes, you may. If not, you can certainly hand it off to staff and ask them to present, and then you can go further from that.
Yeah, I'm here to answer any questions, so I'll hand it
No
off
big
to
presentation? Okay, very good. Manager Reckloss, are you handling it, or is it?
It's going to be Director Rodman once again.
Very good. Director Rodman, take it away.
All right, thank you. So Amazon is before the board this evening to request two types of zoning relief. This is related to their property at 1455 Cellular Drive. It's a 20-acre property that is zoned M1, and the comprehensive plan is also consistent with the current zoning, which is research, development, manufacturing, which is grossly misspelled there, so our apologies, and warehouse uses. They are requesting zoning relief for an amendment to the existing planned unit development to allow multiple principal buildings on a single lot, and for a variation from the requirement to provide a traffic and parking study. This is an aerial of the current site. West Cellular Drive is located to the north of the site, and North Kennecott is located to the east of the site. Just a little challenging to read those labels. They are proposing to construct two buildings on the site. The first building is the Automated Vehicle Inspection Building. This is a 1,742 square foot building that would be located east of the primary building. This is essentially a garage structure that vans will drive through, and it will have an automated sensor system that will read the vehicle and assess whether or not there are certain types of maintenance items that need to be addressed. Things like, the balancing of tires, tire rotation, tire pressure, things like that. There are car dealerships that have very similar systems to what Amazon is proposing here. So there will not be any employees located in this building. This is simply a drive-through building. The second building that they're proposing on the southern portion of their site, the southwest portion, is their fleet service center. This is almost a 5,000 square foot building, and this is where they will be performing light maintenance on some of their existing vans on the site. So this would be similar to a Jiffy Lube, things like oil changes, changing of other fluids, checking brakes, maybe some tire changes, very light maintenance, rather than sending the vehicles off-site for that maintenance. These buildings, as you can see from the renderings up here, are pretty utilitarian in nature. They did go through an administrative design review with staff. They were not forwarded to the design commission because staff felt that wasn't necessary given the location on the site. They are not visible to residential buildings. They're not visible to any arterial roadways, and they're very functional in design. This is the site plan depicting where those two buildings are. So that building to the east there, that first green building, that's that automated, I want to get the term right, automated vehicular inspection building that the vans will just be driving through. And then that building on the southwest there is the proposed fleet service center. The parking on the site, they are removing some parking in order to install the fleet service center. They do far exceed the village's parking requirements, which are based both on the number of employees on the site and the number of delivery vehicles that they park on the site. So in total, they are required to have 491 parking stalls. They currently have 711 parking stalls. And under this proposal, with the removal of some stalls, they will have 685. So they will still be overparked on the site by 194 parking stalls. So plenty of room to accommodate both their employees and vehicles. And as such, staff did not feel it was necessary that they submit a new parking study or a new traffic study. They are not proposing to have any new vehicles coming onto the site. This facility would not be serving vehicles from other sites. It would simply be servicing the existing vehicles on the site. So again, not generating any new traffic or parking demand with the construction of these two buildings. The Plan Commission did consider this request and did unanimously recommend approval of both the amendment to the planned unit development as well as the variation requirement. So the motion before the board this evening is to direct staff and the village attorney to prepare final documents granting the requested zoning relief and subject to the recommended conditions set forth in the agenda materials this evening. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Director Rodman. Anybody have questions? Trustee Schwingbeck.
Thank you, Mayor. So these two buildings that are being put on this site, is this inspection and work, I'm assuming it's currently being done in another location?
It's happening just on site, but not using an automated system.
Okay, so this is just going to help the process along because you said it's already currently being done there.
Correct.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Anyone else? Trustee LaBedz?
Thank you. I just have a quick question about the fleet service shop. There seem, just making sure I understand the rendering that I see. It has a exhaust, something or other coming out. I'm not sure what side that is, but in the bottom corner of this picture, that's an exhaust, or what is that? Because
Yeah, it's just parts of the mechanical equipment ground mounted on there.
I'm sorry, say that again.
It's just mechanical equipment to service the building.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Trustee Zyck?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Regarding the Fleet Service Center, again, I just want to make sure, I believe I read this, I want to make sure I understood it correctly, that as Trustee Schwingbeck had asked, this is for work that's already being done, correct, on the facility, but will it be bringing in any additional fleet to have service done here?
No other vehicles will be coming to the site for service.
Okay, so this is only gonna be for what's already there, so no additional traffic or anything?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Seeing none, is there a motion?
A motion.
Go ahead.
I move to direct staff and the village attorney to prepare the final documents granting the zoning relief requested and subject to the recommended conditions as set forth in the agenda materials for tonight's board meeting.
Second.
Motion made by trustee Santamaria, seconded by trustee Schwingbeck. Is there anyone in the audience that had questions or comments on this? Yes, come on up.
Hello, Melissa Care. What is those white buildings to the west of the property in the aerial? Thank you.
Can we bring that back up?
The white buildings?
Anyone, staff know?
I believe that's a kind of an office park that's unrelated to the development.
Okay, thanks.
Anyone else? All right, we have a motion and a second, and no other questions or comments, so all those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? None? You are all set. Good luck to you. When will you start?
I'm sorry?
When will they start construction?
That depends on the final permitting, but ideally it could be this year, but it's looking most likely like next year.
Very good. Okay, thank you. All right, I don't have anything else on my agenda. I think we're ready to go watch a Cubs game, hopefully a better one than the last. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I move that we adjourn.
Second?
Motion made by trustee LaBedz, second by trustee Zyck. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everyone, and I hope Kilwins is still standing when you get back.
Me too.
You're taking a lot of courage to be here and not there.
Sent him over early.
We all have Colin's credit card.